John grabbed his bag, ready to leave for work. His frail mother, Sarah, sat in her wheelchair, gripping his hand tightly. "John, please stay a little longer," she whispered, her eyes filled with unspoken pain. John sighed. "Mom, I have to go, but don't worry. My wife Lisa will take care of you." He smiled, unaware of the silent suffering she endured when he wasn't around. As soon as John stepped out, Lisa stormed into the room, her face cold and unkind. "You didn't clean the kitchen yesterday, but you still eat in this house," she sneered. "But this is my son's house," Sarah said weakly, her voice trembling. Lisa smirked. "Not anymore. No food for you today. Let's see how long you last." She locked the door, leaving Sarah alone. Days passed in misery. Then, one morning, as John was about to leave, Sarah squeezed his hand and slipped a small note into his palm. "Read it later," she whispered. John glanced at her but said nothing. He unfolded the note in his car. As his eyes scanned the words, his face went pale. But then he shook his head. "Mom must be imagining things," he muttered, and drove off. Later that evening, Lisa stormed into Sarah's room. "You snitched on me, didn't you?" she hissed, kicking the wheelchair. "You'll regret it." But suddenly, Sarah stood up. Lisa's eyes widened in horror. You can walk," she stammered. The woman in the wheelchair turned fully around. It wasn't Sarah. It was John's father. "I swapped places with my wife to see the truth for myself," he said, his voice stern. "And now I've seen enough." John walked in just in time. "Dad," he gasped. Then he looked at Lisa. "You did this to my mother?" His voice shook with anger. Lisa stuttered, trying to explain, but John didn't let her. "Get out of my house, now!" Lisa screamed and begged, but it was over. She was thrown out and Sarah was finally safe. Many people abuse the elderly, forgetting that one day they too will grow old. Audience, if you like this video, subscribe to the channel and write in the comments. Respect the elderly.